and the grace of God is in your life, and you've experienced salvation through Jesus, works will naturally follow. And if they don't, you have to ask yourself whether you really honestly have a relationship with Jesus. Because if you have a relationship with Jesus, the works are going to be there. They will, naturally. There's no way around it. If you don't have works in your life, you need to challenge yourself and ask, do I really truthfully have a relationship with Jesus? The dead, small, and great stand before God. The books were opened. Another book was opened, which is the book of life. The dead were judged from those things that are written in the books, plural, which are our works, according to their works. The sea gave up the dead that were in it. Death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them. And they were judged, every man, according to their works. It doesn't say according to their beliefs. It says according to their works. Death and hell were cast into the lake of fire, which is the second death, and whoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. So there are books, plural, and then there is book, singular. The book, singular, is the book of life, and whoever's name is in the book of life, who ends up on the right side. And whoever's name is not in the book of life is who ends up on the left side. And everybody, irrespective of who they are, whether they go to the right or they go to the left, is judged by their works. We are judged by our works. Paul talks about this. At one point, in one scripture, Paul says that all of our works will be judged on the day. That's what it says. It's on the day. And I said Paul, and it could be Peter. I need to go look and see. This is my memory for some of these things. I remember the scriptures. I just don't remember the road. That day will show it, is what Scripture says. It will show all of our works, whether they are made out of gold, silver, and precious jewels, or wood, hay, and stubble. And Scripture says that we will be judged as passing through a fire, and only those things which remain after passing through the fire will be things of value. That everything that's wood, hay, and stubble will be burned away, that everything that's gold, silver, and precious jewels will remain. And it says that people who have a legitimate relationship with Jesus, but that really, honestly, did nothing with their lives, it says they'll be saved. But it's the one translation says that they will have the stench of smoke on their clothing. So in other words, they lose everything. They get nothing. When they're done, it's zero. They get to go to heaven, but that's it. And then a step below that are the people that don't. And it's not like there's this gradation. The gradation is on our works. It is. So I'm going to ask this. I'm going to throw this at you here. We might, I put my Bible in. You see that means I'm actually winding down. 8:27. When we stand before the Lord, let me put this in human terms. Let's say that there's somebody that you really think highly of. You really think highly of. For imagination's sake, we'll say it's me. That'll make me feel good about myself. And I invite you to my house for dinner, and you really like me, and you think, gosh, I like Buck, but I really like Mary. I mean, Buck's okay, Buck's the nice guy, but Mary's the one that keeps Buck nice. So I'm really glad that I was invited. I need to probably show my appreciation for the fact that I was invited to the house, and I want Mary to be happy. And I know that she loves flowers. So I'm going to bring mums when I come, or whatever the case is, right? But you come to our house for dinner because we invite you to our house for dinner. And so you come and you bring a gift with you when you come, because that's your way of showing respect and appreciation for the fact that you've been invited to our house for dinner. That's pretty normal, right? I mean, everybody in this room has probably gone someplace and taken a gift with them when they've gone. A bottle of wine, something fun wrapped up with a little foofy paper, a little ribbon on top, whatever, right? We do it because we appreciate the person and we value them and we want them to know that they're valued. Now, take that up a level. You get invited, whether I'm not asking for political machinations at this point, I'm only going to express a political term, so just bear with me. You happen to like our governor, our state governor, you think that he's a wonderful person, and for whatever reason, you get invited to his house for dinner, Christmas dinner, on Friday the 16th of October or of December, whatever it is. It's a Christmas party at the governor's mansion. It's suit and tie, right? And it's his house. It's not like this formal thing at the Capitol building. You're actually being invited to the governor's mansion for dinner, and there's 20 of you, and you're all being invited. You're probably going to take a pretty decent gift. It's going to be something nice. You're not going to go probably buy a little box of Snickers bars and wrap those up. You're going to probably do something decent, right? And the more you esteem an individual, the more effort you place in the gift that you prepare for that person. So imagine meeting Jesus face to face, because the level to which we esteem him is the level to which we will work in our lives. Because what we end up with as gold, silver, and precious jewels is all we are going to have to hand him when we see him face to face. I don't think the gold, silver, and precious jewels are for us. The reward that we get in this life for the works that we perform, I don't think it's for us. I think that we are built in the heart of God. We understand what it means to value and reverence authority and holiness, to respect deity. We get that because God is. When I see Jesus face to face, I don't want to be embarrassed and stand in front of him with nothing in my hands. I don't want to come and say, hey, you got me. Right? Jesus would probably be, and I'm so glad you're here, right? I'm sure he would be the perfect gentleman. But I would be embarrassed if I stepped before the Lord without something to give him. So I think all of these things that we're talking about right here, this is closing and bring this to a conclusion. All the things that we're talking about in Matthew 24 and Matthew 25, this is Jesus' definition of the end times. That's all we've studied for the last 3 weeks, or 4 weeks. What is it, 3 or 4? 4 weeks. Jesus' definition of the end times starts off with, when will these things be? When will the temple complex be destroyed? What's the sign of your coming? And what's the end of the age? And Jesus says, don't be deceived. Watch for these things. Stay alert. Prepare. Be prepared. Be a good steward. Invest your talents. Watch for the sign of the beast. Because when you see that, you know things are getting ready to break loose. It's going to be all hell break loose when that guy puts his symbol in the temple. When that happens, and you see that in the holy place, you need to be prepared, because people are going to start getting killed. You're going to get slaughtered for my name's sake. You're going to be chased all over the world, and you're going to be delivered into his hands, by the way, just so you know. You're going to be with people that are going to get killed. You're going to get killed. There's going to be all sorts of torment. There's going to be tribulation like you have never seen on the face of the earth. It's going to be great. Great tribulation. But don't give up. And when you want to see one of the days where I will return and you don't see it, I'm telling you in advance, don't give up. See, I told you in advance so that you would know. Just keep pressing through. Keep pressing through. And don't quit. Don't quit. Don't quit. Don't quit. Noah, don't quit, Noah. You give up, humanity will not survive. You're it. You're the seed. You quit trying, the world does not exist if you don't do what you're supposed to do. You can't quit. Virgins, man, take the oil. Stewards, don't quit feeding his household. You guys that I've given talents, you get out there and bust your buns, man. Go out there and make some profit. Don't quit. Don't stop. Because ultimately, the end of the age will happen. We'll be judged, and we'll wish we had. Jesus is saying, disciples, that's my answer to you about when will these things be, what's the sign of your coming, and what will the end of the age look like. It looks like you busting your tail and not quitting until the day it's done. And you don't stop, you don't quit looking for me, you don't stop watching for me, you don't quit working for me, you keep proving yourself, because in the end it'll be worth it. But you've got to trust me, because you won't know it until you get there. Just don't quit. That's the answer to your question about my coming. That's what Jesus says. So, there you go. Matthew 24, Matthew 25. Jesus, end times.